If you didn't know, je suis Canadien. Are you thinking about moving to Canada? Well, today on the Meager Millionaire, I'm going to explore a couple articles and I'm going to maybe dispel a few myths about coming to Canada, what life in Canada is like, and how it's essentially turning into a slave nation. Thank you for joining me today. Please hit that like, subscribe, do all the things that would be most appreciated. I can't believe that I have 1,500 fantastic viewers. Who would ever listen to anything I have to say? Today, we have a few articles, one of which is from the CBC and a couple from the Global News. Start off with Nova Scotia woman decries power rate increase amid cost of living crisis. She asks, when does it end? So for those of you who don't know, what's depicted of Canada is it's very affordable, it's all inclusive, and it's here to help you. But really the thing is that we're in an inflationary crisis, we're in a housing crisis, we're in an immigration crisis. There's lots of crisis in Canada. In fact, it's just one non-stop crisis. Down below in the article, it states that as Nova Scotians are already struggling with rising cost of living, people across the province now have to deal with yet another hit to their wallets, a rate increase from the Nova Scotia Power. The power rate for residential customers went up an average of 6.5% on January 1st, the second part of a 13.8% jump over the 2 years. Now, they say that inflation is 3% in Canada and so on and so forth, but we get increases of 14%, 13.8% in fact, in Nova Scotia in utility bills. So is 13.8 a lot? It seems like a significant jump to me. And of course, this is not the only province it's happening in Canada. In fact, New Brunswick, a second article here from the Global News, asks for a 9.8% rate increase in 2024 and 2025. So, that's a significant increase. And, I was speaking to my wife just a couple days here, and she had told me of this lady that she works with, a very nice woman, and that she had actually, in fact, received $1,000 utility bill here. And so, does $1,000 utility bill scare you? Does that seem like an affordable thing? And of course, that's just one of the many costs of owning a home in Canada, is running the heat and lights. And $1,000 in utilities is something that I would absolutely lose my mind over. So I'm going to finish out this today's program on this little CBC article, and we kind of stuck to the eastern provinces here. So CBC has an article out. It says, "We asked, the new answered. Here's how Canadians are working to survive the cost of living crisis." So in this article, all of which I'll post in the links below, it states that that people are having a hard time, and so what it does, it goes around Canada and it asks different people. And from that, I'm just going to read a few inserts here about what it's going like in Canada. And so we'll start here. It says that this nice lady from Port Alberni, BC, that she's 65 years of age, she lives alone, and will have to work full-time until she dies just to afford rent. She's met many women her age in the similar situations. She states that seniors are no longer matter to anyone. It's just sad. Well, the seniors matter to me. Everyone in Canada matters to me. The world matters to me. But I'm here to inform perhaps the people who love to come to this great nation that maybe things here aren't so peachy. I'm going to carry on with the second nice lady from Peterborough, Ontario. She's a single mother. She states that she had to take in a student boarder to help pay for the bare minimum. "I have a full-time job in a respectable field. I am struggling to live in our own country." Now imagine my surprise. I'm zero surprise is how surprised I am. "Food costs, gas, tax, insurance, clothing, bare essentials, anxiety and depression." Read that again. "Anxiety and depression are on the rise at an alarming rate." Now, Peterborough is holding meetings to increase the property taxes between 8 and 10%. This is beyond inflation rates. Nothing is being done. Now, let me tell you something. They don't care about inflation. Inflation is deliberate. Now, the meager millionaire, we're going to learn how to sidestep inflation with different asset classes. And it's going to hit us all, but there's an old saying I like, that he who loses least wins. Down here, I'm going to touch on one more. We're going to go to Vancouver Island from this nice man named Shane. We are in the same boat as the family in this story, except on Vancouver Island, I am 65 trying to hold everything together. We support our kids and grandkids. Unless the interest rates calm down in the next year and a half, for the first time in my life, I will be living on the streets. Now, we don't want to see people on the streets in Canada. I certainly don't want to see people on the streets in Canada. In fact, I want to see people prosperous together and unified in Canada. And so with that, please let me know, if you're coming to Canada, are you a resident of Canada? Are you loving your time in Canada? Let me know what you're seeing in your parts of the country. You know, here I'm from the East Coast, and it's an absolute disaster. And so with that, I'm gonna leave you today. And remember, become financially literate, get out of debt. Please get out of debt, and keep coming back to the Meager Millionaire.